Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. I'm okay today. I watched a pretty good video last night with Dr. Carmen Bryant. She's got her doctrine in uh well, she's above any counselor. She's right under what would be a psychiatrist. What she does is she trains counselors. So, and she does do like individual uh work with people in her state in Washington, but she's on YouTube and she had a really good one last night was about cluster B personality disorders, being MPD, the narcissist personality disorder, which can encompass psychopaths and schizophrenia and that type of thing. And for me, it's always been my goal, but even stronger today. And I'll tell you about it. And Doug agreed too. This is, and because he knows I'm fed up. He's either going to end up in jail or hurt or something, not because of me, but because of his own doing, you know, or undoing. But I told him, I said, it doesn't matter if it's a person's environment, if it's hereditary or learnt behavior, if I can't pinpoint that it's evil, I can pinpoint it as a mental illness, and I can pinpoint and prove that a crime has been committed. The point is, and this is a big one here, if a crime is specified as an injury to another individual. So, there you go. There you have it. And that's what I told him. I said, that's my goal, is to be able to prove with the doctors that I'm working with and speaking to, and the therapists and all the specialists out there that know about these disorders and the descriptions of them, what it is described, the personality traits, the patterns um, that these people have. That is an illness that I call evil, that I say, and this is my opinion, I cannot prove it. It is by their own decision. Out of greed most of the time, that's what I would say. Like I say, I can't prove anything, but um I'm going on the based on the scale of what is clinically been studied so far. And it's kind of it's not a new study by any means, but it's so prevalent in our world today, what I call cold-hearted people, that is a form of narcissism that is a mental illness. When people don't care, there is something wrong. I mean, that's you think it would be obvious, but for some people it's just not. So, but that's my goal, to prove that criminal activities have happened to me and my children, and to a lot of you, if not all of you, and your children, or if you don't have any, or your parents or whatever, that these patterns that these people display are not only mentally ill. I mean, if I can prove that they're just downright evil, that's what I'm going to do. If it's a mental illness and it can't be fixed, well, you still incarcerate a rabid dog. So either way it goes, like I told Doug, use it. It's like, use any excuse you want to use for your poor behavior, but it's a criminal act, and I'm not letting anybody get away with it. That's my point. So I called in the experts. That's what I had to do. So, and I've tried I've been to counseling myself, so I mean, and became a counselor and became a minister to try and help other people. But when people really don't want to be helped themselves, and you can tell, even somebody that's mentally unstable, there's times you can tell if they're crying out for help or not, or if they like the situation that they're in. You really can tell. And if they're happy doing what they're doing, well, they aren't being led by God. That's the bottom line, you know. And they are evil, and I'm out to prove that shit in every aspect, that it is not a disorder, it's a choice. I know you can have a head injury and act narcissistic. You can act narcissistic when you have like a fever or a headache or an injury. Your temper will be shorter. You'll care less. But that is not who you are on the inside. That is not a decision that you made. That's a physical um, affliction at that time that brought it into the emotional, but not mentally unstable or unbalanced. That's a natural reaction, a natural human reaction, you know. So the pain that these people bring on themselves is self inflicted, you know. And I'm out to prove that. And it stems from selfishness. So, and I do believe there's a certain bloodline, and that's who they are. That's what they chose, and they don't deserve to be around other human beings. And there is a separation. The coming together, what has come together, has come together, and those that'll be destroyed, this is how they're going to be destroyed, by exposing them where they will not be able to function out in society and hurt unsuspecting people. Because the desire for a person to want love in their life and aspirations, dreams, building things together as families and that type of thing, isn't something these people really possess. They don't have the want and the desire for those human instincts. You know, I'm not talking about the sexual desires. I'm talking about all that building a life together as a family or a man and a woman can bring to a relationship and build that together, you know. So if you have to have two people wanting the same thing in order for that to be successful, you know. So the one that is actually wanting that and the one that says they want that but their actions show differently, um it's a pretense, and they're liars, you know. So you can't ever trust them. They don't change. They do not change. I think it's possible God can change their hearts, but I have so much left in my life. I don't have the energy to let somebody commit criminal acts towards me and get away with it anymore. So I got to do something about it, is what I'm saying, you know. Well, that's the way it is, you know. And maybe I can set some kind of a precedence or example in this world, not just for the people that deem them to be mentally handicapped, but the ones that know that this pure evil resides in these monsters. And a lot of people have gotten injured and hurt, and even Dr. Kerman and I have been bit in my face by monsters. um and she has too, and she has the scars to prove it. So do I can show you bite marks, but I just rather not right this second, you know. But I think I've showed you all some before. But the point is when you've been beat up and raped or kidnapped or whatever by actual monsters, um, your outlook towards them isn't quite like, oh, I'm just going to wait around for God to go in their hearts so they can keep me up at night or do worse things to me. And even if you can't prove it, I document everything, and that's why, because when you're dealing with people that are uh, out there in the world and other people are unsuspecting of what they truly are, I'm out to make sure there is no stone left unturned tactics that these people use to scam other people that will ever work again. That's my goal. So, wish me luck. And I mean it. I really do. There's nothing I say or do on here that Doug isn't fully aware of. Everything. I tell him everything, which really isn't the smartest move. If a person is in fear of being hurt, I'm not in fear of it. It pisses me off. And it does hurt my feelings. Like I told him this morning, the truth of it is at the time when I'm angry, yes, I have hate, but I don't hate him and I don't think he's ugly. I just think the way he acts when he's like that is ugly. But that doesn't make me want to wait around to see if it's going to change because, when you put like 32 years of your life into somebody and they'll act like they care for a few days and then they don't. I don't do that on and off again thing with people at all. Even when I'm not feeling well, I still and I've seen men that are thoughtful and compassionate too. So it has nothing to do with a gentler nature or gender, as far as having God in your heart and treating other people with kindness. You know, it's something that these people don't possess unless they get something out of it for themselves. So, excuse me. I don't know what that one curl's trying to do. Get down there. Stop it. Yeah, there it goes. Crazy, crazy hair. Some days it wants to be kind of straight, and other days it'll be want to be kind of curly. It's wavy, but some days are worse. So anyway, yeah, crazy hair. The weight of it will stretch it out for me. I've always had like in the front it's been straighter because I pull it back in a ponytail, and so it looks like it's straighter. But if I just like got out of the shower and tipped my head upside down and shook it, I'd have like ringlet curls. So yeah, but I have to comb my hair. So, but if I didn't comb it, it would dry curly. But I'll dry it with the blow dryer a lot of times until summer's coming up here. Then I'll leave it wet a lot of times in my ponytail just to keep myself cooler in the day. So, or night, sleeping with wet hair. So, yeah, regulating my body temperature. So, but yeah. So that's what's been going on. I had somebody friend me and they said hello, and I went and got a Beatles song and shared it. You say hello and I say goodbye, or the other way around. No, it's you say hello, I say goodbye. And then after I shared that, I had to go back and get it because they had cut off the ending. Um, why do you say goodbye, goodbye, la 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 at the end? It's like, oh, I told him sorry, this is a better version. And he goes, I don't get you. I had already told him I don't private message. So please and thank you and whatever. And he asked me why I was so harsh. And then I went and got that song. It's like, oh, sorry, guy. I think he's like about in his 50s or something. It's like, you don't even know what harsh is. I thought I was being nice. No, I was being a little cold, but um, I think that speaks for itself right off the start. It's like, okay, I thought you were brighter than that, sunshine, but all right. Kudos on your thinking process. you know. And a lot of times I won't even respond. It just that my fingers were actually on the keys. And I was about ready to type something on a post, and this message popped up. So I went over there and typed, and. But yeah, I think after I don't answer, well, this one guy, though, it's so funny too. It's been like 3 years. Every once in a while, he'll just say hi in private message, like 2 or 3 times in a day, or I think like every few weeks or so. And his name will pop up, and I'm like, oh, you again. And it's been a long time. And I never answer him in there. So you'd think, well, like he'd finally get it. But what I think it is I think he has other people that he tries to talk to and doesn't remember who didn't respond or whatever, is what I was thinking. But it is funny because I remember. So, yeah, it's kind of humorous. So, I share these posts from a place called the Horse Mafia. And she wrote today, I just couldn't help it. Well, I could have if I had wanted to, but the post said, life is better when you're laughing. And I cried at it. I was like, what if I don't feel like laughing? What if I feel like crying? Then what? Of course, it's better when we're laughing. It's better when we have food too, isn't it? you know? Yeah. Oh, I was talking about that communities in Rwanda the other day where they do give them free housing and that type of thing. It's a village where they started doing this. Their government is doing it for their people. And that's on my Facebook if you'd like to see that. But it's kind of nice. There's room for cows and chickens and gardening, and they get this little house, and they get money to start their lives as a young family in these communities. We could do that here, but they'd rather send money over to a fake um yeah, the fake Jews over there. Whatever, say whatever you want. I don't care. And I have people in my family that are Jewish, so it has nothing to do. I'm talking my blood. So it has nothing to do with any Hebrew or non-Hebrew speaking nation, or even like a Ukrainian speaking nation, or Russian speaking, or Slavic, or I could just take their bloodline right back to like Genghis Khan when he was killing everybody, um, like the Celts and everybody, um, trying to take over the world. The Mongolians, the Mongols that came from China up into the rest of the world and conquered by killing and other types of things that people really don't explore their history enough to really know what I'm saying. But um, you probably believe me when I say that a lot of the um, sorcery type, witchcraft type thing, a lot of it stems from that area in the world. And that's what they're trying to push on the American people right now by form of socialism Like I'm antisocial or something. I'm not antisocial at all. I just don't want to be told what society I have to be in, you know, so, or not. So it's just like any, like Marxism or um, communism or, that type of tyranny, telling people what you have to do in your life. Like you don't know right from wrong or good or bad on your own. Like you need some um, tyrannical, overstuffed. I'll call them the size of a pea brain for somebody to actually think that they could try and rule over somebody like me has to have the brain the size of a pea. I am not unruly. I can follow orders and I can get with the program and I can socialize, and I just don't do it under tyranny, you know. Even if they say it's for the good of the people, I still determine what's best for my life. Nobody else will. So, yeah, what a crazy world, huh? But if you want to listen to a really good, and Dr. Carmen Bryant, she doesn't just, yeah, her videos like overcoming narcissist abuse, um, or trauma, overcoming narcissist abuse. Um, I think it's called. Just a minute. I had it on my screen because I knew I was going to do this. It is. Um, just a minute. Overcoming narcissist abuse. I was right. I just wanted to make sure that was right because I didn't want to give you wrong information. Although she's there to teach counselors and coaches. She's not really big on life coaches either, and neither am I. I'm not really big on people giving advice to other people. Identifying what is deemed illnesses out in this world, that's one thing, and teaching people that are like maybe actually taking counseling training, and but a life coach isn't the same thing. They don't have the education behind them. They have they might take a course, but she's leery of that too, and so am I. It's like when these like life coaches get out there and they're um like a glorified cheerleader. You can do this. Um be happy or whatever. What if the best advice actually was you can do this, but you're probably not going to be too happy right now, but try and stay happy within yourself, and if you've been through immense trauma, she suggests and I suggest to find somebody, which I could not find, somebody that specializes in trauma victims. Don't like worry about don't worry about asking them if they know what a narcissist is. Ask them if they know how to support a trauma victim. That's who you need to be looking for. Um, or somebody like me that actually does support trauma victims and knows what she's talking about. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard um, combating these people because that's all I've been around. But I mean, I run across normal people too. I just don't happen to have them in my life tangibly. Like I can't like hand them a cup of coffee right now, this moment. So, but yeah. So yeah, I would say even if you're not looking for any counseling, but just maybe to understand what the illness is a little more, and maybe not so much how to deal with things, but to actually understand their patterns and what's going on with them like that. That's a really big deal. It is. As a matter of fact, I am going to link her last one is really good, and I would suggest um maybe give it a try, see if you like her. She's she's a strong lady. She's ex-military, and she's a bad mama jammer, and I mean she is a lady, and I can tell that she has been hurt so bad, and I'd like to pulverize the pigs that have hurt her. That's and she feels like that in the world with people too, so we have that in common. So, and she's professional. I mean, my mouth is not always professional, but she's very professional, and I admire her like that. I admire her intelligence, and she comes from a family where her mother is also a therapist, and her sister is into I think she said helping abused people or something in that. So she, and plus she had been in a abusive situation also, so she knows it from all spectrums. But I'll put a link to her last video um in this, in my comments, and she has other videos with ideas of what to do in certain things like individual videos. But like I say, most of her videos are for teaching other people so they can teach other people, what the patterns are with these people. And maybe, like I said, maybe not so much to do individually, that you would have to find, like she said, a good trauma therapist, you know. um, that would be my suggestion too. So luckily I've ran across a few people like her that understand what this thing is. They've been through it themselves, they've educated themselves, they've gone to college, they've gotten degrees, they have a love for other people, and are telepathic. And whatever I'm thinking, it seems whatever I need, this is no kidding. This was last night. I'm thinking, I just wish there was something I could do right this minute with my frustration. And there she was on a live stream. That's how God blesses me. Yeah, my life is rough, but I really am doing this for other people in that respect. So I'm a warrior, and I'm not gonna give up. So it might look a little rough some days, but I'm still me in here, and yeah, I'm still laughing. I don't know if that woman with the horse mafia post, I did get her from saying amen all the time. I mean, if she has a post that said, I woke up this morning, God's blessed my day, I'll give it a heart. But it used to be God's blessed my day, amen. It's like skip, scroll, 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 Yeah, I don't do that because I think more people are starting to understand the feeling that comes with that when they say that type of confirmation, and maybe what it actually really is for weddings and funerals. It's not just like, "Hey, I agree with you, dude." You're casting spells. So you just gotta beware. You know. So, well, everybody, I'm gonna leave it on that, and like I said, I'm gonna keep trying to prove that this is self-induced, deviated from the normalcy of what a human being would be out of greed, what they call narcissism, I call evil. And that's why people in society today, it's like, oh, don't label me, don't judge me. Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm going to do more than judge you. I'm bringing the experts with me, bitch. So just sit back, have a cup of coffee, and watch me till next time. So, anyway. All right. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.